All right, so um, those of you joining us on Facebook and Instagram, welcome to planning your 2021 and beyond. I'll be back shortly. So tell someone to join us right away. We are getting started right about now, 2 minutes before 12 noon Nigerian time. And so if you know anyone you believe would derive value from what we've been sharing, then tell them to join us right away. My name is Oladipupo Clement, for those of you who may be new to this platform. And glad to have you here. Toby Ekundayo, thank you for joining, sir. God bless you, sir. So, we'll be getting started in another 1 minute. So please tell someone to join us right now. And then if you are not already following me, please do so on at Oladipupo Clem, on Instagram, on Facebook. You can like my Facebook page. You can also follow me or subscribe to my YouTube channel, Oladipupo Clement for short. Mr. Toye B. Nath Olutosin, thank you for joining, sir. Appreciate you. I am Chi Ben. Oh, my brother, good to see you here. Thank you for joining. Adams, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Appreciate you. We're going to be having a great time. And I just want to quickly just run through. So I'm combining roles today. So you permit me, after the lecture, I'll be taking a few questions if there are any, and then we'll see how far we can go. All right, Mr. Arowolo Tony Peterson, thank you for joining, sir. Or thank you for joining, ma. I'm sorry, I'm not sure if I got that right, because I know Tony is a unisex name, so to speak. So we're getting started. Yes, bring me on. Yeah, bring me on. Bring me on YouTube. And also you can follow our company on at LifePage Global on Instagram. You can also follow Million Homes AFR at Million Homes AFR on Instagram, on Twitter, and on Facebook. And then, of course, LifePage Group, or LifePage Global, I beg your pardon, LifePage Global on YouTube. And you'll be glad you did. Just subscribe to our YouTube channel at LifePage Global on YouTube. Okay, so let's get started. It's 12:01 already. Last week when we began the series, I made mention of I made mention of the importance. I mean, I talked about extensively the importance of planning. We defined what planning is, and then we looked at why planning, what are the benefits of planning. I did mention that planning is one of the habits of champions. Hardly would you find anyone who has become famous, who has become successful in their craft or in their profession, who is not given to planning, who is not given to careful planning. And we laid a bit of background. I wouldn't want to go into that. You can watch the replay on Instagram. One minute, please. All right, so Madam Noyem, thank you for joining all the way from Asaba. Good to have you here. Mr. Abiodun Oyewole, thank you for joining, sir. Appreciate you. All right, so forgive me if I get a bit distracted. I'm just trying to I'm on several platforms. There are those who are following me personally, and there are those who follow the organizations too. So I need to be able to reach out to. And now, I said last week that this is my Christmas gift. This is my end of year gift to anyone who care to pay attention. A friend of mine often says that you can fall off a ladder by accident, but you can't climb the ladder by accident. So there's no such thing as accidental favor, accidental increase, accidental growth. You have to be extremely deliberate about it. And then if you have lived in life long enough, you would know that there are things you really can't plan. There are things that your plan can't capture. So life happens. But what planning does for you is it minimizes your error rate, and it helps you to easily maneuver. It helps you to easily adjust. And it's only when you have a documented plan you can even make adjustments. Can you bring me on StreamYard, please? 1 minute, please. I'm waiting for another platform where I am. Forgive me, please. I'm waiting for. So I'll be with you shortly. Those of you on Instagram and on Facebook, thank you for your patience. Something must be wrong on your end, showing that I'm on the show, but I'm not coming up. So try and figure it out quickly. All right, so today I want to narrow in, because this particular subject matter is something I usually take 4 weeks to treat. But I want to see how I can break it to granular level. I'm waiting for you guys in live page. I hope you guys are getting ready, because I'm not coming up right now. All right, so I might have to just proceed without waiting for them, the live page team. So for those of you joining me, let me just focus on you right now. So there are 6 key compartments of your life and my life that we need to focus on and we need to plan for. And that's pretty much one of the things I'm going to focus, I'm going to dwell on today. So my intention today is basically to touch on the critical compartments of your life you need to plan for. And so let's run through them in a moment. I hope to make this very brief. Okay, I think it's a network problem, so please forgive me. I think this is a network problem. So let me quickly see if I can make a change here right now. I think it should be better now. I'm not sure. Can people see me on your platform right now? I'm not sure. Can people see me on your platform right now? Apologies for this slight delay. Getting signal, my audio signal, but they're not getting the video signal, and it's really very bad. I do not want to leave them behind. So forgive me if I'm slowing down a bit. I don't want to leave them behind and have to do a recap. So please exercise a little patience. I'll make this as brief as possible. Yeah, what's going on? Okay. Apologies once again, and so welcome and thank you for joining. All right, I think it's better now. Okay, good. So there are key compartments of your life that you want to plan for in the coming year and beyond. And if you take this very seriously and you prioritize these 6 compartments, there are many things you will get right. And for those who have listened to me share on this particular subject in time past, you would have learned that I arrange it in no particular order, but I've rearranged it in the order of priority, in the order of importance. The first one you've got to plan for, the first compartment of your life you need to plan for is your spiritual life. And that's the core of your being. That's the core of your entire life. Whatever goes wrong with that aspect of your life messes up with everything else. So you want to make sure that you get that act together. So the plan you put in place is basically to take care of everything that boosts your sensitivity. I shared this on several platforms in time past before, where at a point in my life, some 15, 16 years ago or so, I was really overwhelmed with the much work I was doing at the time. And I would never forget approaching my mentor to discuss and to seek counsel on how I would manage the pressure, the overwhelming pressure that had come on me. And I would never forget him saying to me, asking me the question that if a generator is jerking, what will you do? And I said, yeah, I mean, he asked me, when the generator is jerking, what exactly could be the problem? And I said, the capacity of the generator is incapable of carrying the load. He said, so do you add more fuel? I said, no. He said, do you put more engine oil? I said, no. He said, so what exactly do you do? And I mentioned to him, I would have to either increase the capacity of the generator or lower the capacity of the generator to bear the load. Either lower the load on the generator or increase the capacity of the generator. And say, okay, go ahead and increase the capacity. And I would never forget the recommendation he gave me that particular experience, that particular day. He told me specifically, he said, take the time. He said, take the time. If you notice that you're making a lot of faulty decisions, and you are quite insensitive, you don't seem to know what is going on or what things happen to you like it happens to everybody else, that means you are spiritually insensitive. They take the time off to retreat, withdraw from activities, go to the back end, because there's an unseen realm that controls the seen realm, the physical realm, the material world, or the material realm. And a lot of times people don't pay attention to that material realm. I mean, people are carried away by the material realm, and they forget to know that there's a back end, there's the unseen realm that is responsible for the happenings in the material realm. And so he said, take time out to go meditate, think, and pray, fast, do away with food, just water and your note and paper. I mean, your notes and your biro and your pen. Just pay attention, just focus. And then different religions, have their own ways of reaching out to that aspect of their lives. But it's extremely important. I'm a Christian, and the prescription for me is fast. So if you notice that things happen to you, want to make major decisions in your life, don't make those decisions under pressure. Don't make those decisions when you are stressed out. Don't make those decisions when you are tired. Take the time out. Take the time off work and retreat. And that was one of the most, invaluable and priceless counsel I've ever received in my life, that till tomorrow I still use this information to organize my life. A couple of years ago, a research was carried out that in developed nations, in regions that are prone to natural disaster, that most times before men even get to know, become sensitive or become aware of the impending danger, looming danger, one of the things that happen is that they notice that animals, pets, begin to migrate from one region to another region. But man is so insensitive, we are carried away by activities and all of that, until we are trapped in an earthquake, trapped in an hurricane, or an inferno, one major crisis or the other. So, but animals are far more instinctive, far more intuitive, far more sensitive to danger, that they quickly migrate to another zone before the looming danger catches up with them. Now, that goes to show the importance of your spirit. Listen to me carefully, and I must say this here. Your spirit man is far more intelligent than your intellect. There are things that are not written anywhere. That's why you have to seriously pay attention to this aspect of your life. Your spirit man is far more intelligent. There are things that are not yet written. There are things that are not yet known, that is not in any, Google cannot find it. It only takes a sensitive spirit to recognize and pick this within the wavelength and within the frequency of life. And even way before these things will occur. So it's important to pay serious attention to your spirit life. Another thing I've also found out is that this is the aspect that concerns and touches on your vertical relationship, your relationship with your Creator. And what I found out over the years in my own personal life is the fact that the quality of this, my spiritual life, my vertical relationships, impact significantly on quality of my relationship with people on a horizontal level. So there's vertical relationship, there's horizontal relationship. And the horizontal relationship talks about my relationship with my folks, my friends, my family, my wife, my siblings, my children, my parents, my grannies, my uncles, my workers, my everybody, my colleagues, my partners, and my customers. All of that. That's what the horizontal relationship is about. But the quality of that relationship cannot be better than the quality of relationship that you have with your Creator. So most times when people have good and sound relationship with their Creator, one of the things that happens is that it begin to spill over into, so you can't give what you don't have. So if you have a quality and loving relationship with your Creator, such that you are solid inside, if you truly love the unseen God, for example, right, it won't be difficult to express it to the seen man or seen woman, as the case may be. So when people claim they love God or they love God and all of those things, one way by which you can express your love for God is by the way you show it to man. So when you can't truly love humanity, you can't truly care for humanity except you truly love the Creator himself. And so your spiritual life has a lot to do with that relationship, and you don't want to joke with that. All right. So So you want to build up your sensitivity. You want to be, you don't want things to catch you unawares. You don't want to be trapped. You don't want opportunity to bypass you, or you don't want opportunity to elude you. Then you got to pay attention to this. And one of those ways is by meditation, deep meditation, concentrated meditation. The things you do, the first 30 minutes to 1 hour each day matters a great deal. Now, let me tell you this. I found a secret, and I'm going to share that with you. Whatever you go to bed with, whatever the dominant thought in your mind before you retire to bed at night, more often than not, is what you wake up with. So your mind processes everything, your subconscious mind begins to process everything that you have dwelt on before you retire to bed. And more often than not, the ideas that occur to you when you wake up, or when you wake up in the morning, are often the ideas you retire to bed with. So one of the things I've recommended to people over time is that send a question like you do on Google. Which country is the biggest country in the world? The same way you ask Google, the way you Google it, you can ask your spirit man questions and it will give you what is called auto response. It will give you answers. You understand what I'm talking about? You will go into the archives of your life and then go into the depths of your soul, depth of your spirit, and generate answers for you. So if you are trapped financially, for example, and before you retire to bed, you say, what can I do to provide, to raise resources to meet this obligation right now? You retire to bed. If you do that consistently for a few days, I'm telling you, if you can test it, and if you have tried it before and has produced results, you can also let me know if you're watching on any of these platforms. These things do work. So your spiritual life is something that you must pay serious attention to if you really want to lead a successful life. Very, very important. Very, very key. Now, this has nothing to do with being religious. I mean, it has nothing to do with being religious. And there are many religious people who are not spiritual. So don't confuse it. I mean, there are people who you see that may not even look religious, but they're far, more spiritual. There is no one, and I can tell you this for a fact, there is no one who is at the top, at the peak of their career, at the peak of their industry, who are trailing the blaze, who does not have sound, deep spiritual foundation. There's none. There is none. There is none at all. I can tell you that for a fact. There's none. So being spiritual is not the same thing as being religious. So there are two different things. So I want to encourage you to pay serious attention. If you're a Christian like I am, you don't joke with your Bible, for example. That's our own constitution in the kingdom, right? So I'm not going to shy away from having to say this, because most times when we come into the secular environment or come into the marketplace, we sometimes try to shy away from the things that work for us. And I will not shy away from this. Praying is not something you can joke with, especially for those of you who are baptized in the Holy Spirit. Pray in the Spirit. It will help to boost your spiritual capacity and sensitivity. Nothing will catch you by surprise. And then if you are in any way overwhelmed and tired, or you begin to sense, you begin to have some degree of uneasiness within you, it's time to take the time to pray in the Spirit. And then when you don't even know what to really pray about, and you are confused, when you are in a state of confusion and you don't know the direction to go, because you see, let me tell you something. It is when your plan is inspired that success is guaranteed. And one of the ways by which you can enjoy, inspired or access inspired plans is through your spirit. And if your spirit is not well charged, like you do charge your phones, charge your gadgets and all of that, then there's no way you'll be able to access inspired plans. And then there's no way you'll be able to make success, a huge success out of your life. So my recommendation to you today is take control of your spirit, man. And that's an area you need to plan. So what are the things you will be doing? Now, because again, I must say here that routine, the secret of great men is in their daily routine. The secret of great men is in their daily routine. What you do daily, not what you do monthly, not what you do annually. So what you do daily. So you need to have a daily routine that builds up and grooms your spiritual life. And then listen, let me also mention this. You could be 40 years old, for example, chronologically, biologically, be 40 years old. but your spirit man can be 100 years old, can be 200 years old, depending on how much you've invested in it. And that's what gives you placement on this planet. That's what gives you authority over this planet. I'm trying as much as possible not to come across as a religious teaching and all of that. So you see, because it is the foundation of everything else, whatever it is that you are going to build, if it does not have the spiritual foundation, then it's going to collapse. It's not going to last. That's why I begin with this. And nearly every religion don't joke with this aspect of their life. So they talk from yoga to transcendental meditation, all kinds of things. And so, but I'm a Christian, and what I dwell on are the things I do. My prayer, my fasting. I don't joke with that. On a weekly basis, I have a fasting regimen, fasting routine, and on a monthly basis, I have a 3-day fasting regimen, and then retreat. And then on a quarterly basis, I also retreat, just withdraw from activities. So it becomes a routine. That way I'm able to assess things, I'm able to review things. So next week, what I'm going to do is I will now focus more on how to plan, how to draw that plan regarding this compartment of your life. So we can pick one or two of this compartment I'm going to touch on today, and then now use the template I have to plan for each of these aspects. So, but my focus today is just to touch on those compartments and then elaborate a little on exactly what we're talking about. The next compartment of your life you need to plan for is your health and well-being. Your health and well-being. And this is so important. Now, when I talk about health, I'm talking specifically about your physical health. Physical health. Your health is wealth. And if you are not sound physically, I mean, it can impact on your productivity in real life. So you want to, Mrs. Debola, you. All right, so I won't respond to you now. I'll respond to you on another platform. All right, so I just saw your comments now, and I'm smiling. All right, so your health here, I'm talking about your physical health, and then your well-being, I'm referring to your emotional well-being. A lot of people are sick emotionally. A lot of people are dying emotionally. A lot of people are drying up emotionally. A lot of people are unstable emotionally. As a matter of fact, I found out that quite a number of Nigerians, quite a number of people that are, traveling and even driving, a number of people are running mental, have urgent need of psychiatric attention. Some people need therapists, and unfortunately, our environment does not in any way encourage. We tell us, pray, go and fast, and all of those things. But see, there's a place for spiritual development. There's also a place for your emotional well-being. And this is extremely important. And that may be on the basis of your faulty foundations and issues that you may have been through, disappointment. Some people need to go through healing. Some people are hurting. Your emotions matter a great deal. The way what I can liken to your emotions is basically fuel for your vision. There is nothing that you would ever accomplish without emotion involved, without your emotion being involved. Anything you have ever succeeded in, you will realize that you are emotionally involved. So it may start with your head, with the logic, but it gets to a point, it gets to a crescendo where your heart is involved. So you want to work on your emotions. If you are dealing with anger, deal with it. If you have problems with lust, deal with it. You may need to submit yourself for therapy. And I say this without exception. I mean, there are great leaders that have therapists who counsel them from time to time. I mean, there are people who are dealing with stuff, but because they don't come out and tell you that they are dealing with these issues, you don't know. One other thing I've realized is that your emotional well-being also will impact on your relationships and every other thing. And you will notice that your emotion also impact on your well-being, your physical health as well. Most of the terminal diseases and sicknesses that people are dealing with, cancer, all kinds of, terminal diseases, terminal sicknesses, it has been proven that they all have their roots in, negative emotions. So you want to deal with negative emotions, fear, envy, jealousy, bitterness, all those kind of stuff can affect, your life, and then the quality and the degree of success you will be able to accomplish in life. So you want to work on your health and well-being. And I'm not an authority in this aspect, but one thing I know is that you need to exercise more. So there are things I do. I exercise, I work out. I have a particular YouTube channel I subscribe to, and I watch on a daily basis. And I'm giving you basically some of the things I do. And this has been very, very helpful, because as a result, I don't require, I mean, this was recommended to me by one of my coaches. And since I've been using it, it's been very, very helpful. I don't need to go to the gym anymore. My gym is now in my house, right? And all I just watch is, my instructor is on YouTube. Her name is Leslie Sasson. Leslie Sasson. If you go on YouTube, just check out for Walk at Home. Walk as in WALK. Walk at Home by Leslie Sasson. If you Google, if you check for Walk at Home, you'll find those videos. That's what I've done. You can download some of those videos, or you can continue to watch if you have perpetual access to internet. That's what I use every day. I've also noticed, let me also mention this. This is a true confession. I've noticed that sometimes, because I want to build my spiritual life, which is often in the morning time, because I want to have a quiet time, I want to meditate, I want to focus, that kind of a thing that you do when you wake up very early in the morning. I noticed that it also sometimes affects my time to work out. So one of the strategies, one of the things I recently adjusted was, okay, because I'm trying to build my spiritual life, I'm not able to go for a workout, I'm not able to work out, then what should I do? The next thing I decided to do was to commit myself to, so I basically decided to commit myself to working out at night, and then I focus more on my spiritual development in the morning time, in the early hours of the morning. So I do work out in the night, and then that's what I do last. That's the last thing I do at night. And it has been very, very helpful. To be honest with you, I sleep so soundly. Exactly. Thank you very much, Stella. Walk at Home by Leslie Sasson. You don't need gym. You don't need anything. Your entire, from the crown of your head to the sole of your feet, will be engaged. And it's been very, very helpful. So you burn away all calories. You will sweat. Within 30 minutes, in fact, within 15 minutes, you will sweat, I tell you. And then you are not carrying anything. You're just moving your body and all of that. And then you walk for life. You walk so that you can stay alive. And this will go a long way. For those of you who perform sedentary roles in your places of work, this is a very good exercise that you can embark on. And that's what I'm doing here, basically. So health and well-being, don't joke with that. All right. Also, you need to detoxify. It's also one of the things you may need to do. Sometimes counselors, even therapists, need to detoxify their emotions, because sometimes by the time people download all the troubles in their life, sometimes you can get, you can attract a lot of toxins in your own mind, and then you suddenly realize that you are filled with a lot of fears, a lot of emotions, and a lot of negative feelings and negative emotions. So you might need to detoxify. And so every coach also requires a coach. Every therapist requires therapy sometimes. And then there's a degree to which your therapy can work for you. So there's also another degree where you will need another therapist to work on you, even as a therapist, right? Because I'm also a therapist, I know some of the things I'm talking to you about. So sometimes, even as a therapist, I still go to meet other therapists to say, sorry, my head needs to be correct, some people may not come to tell you this. So there's a place for prayer, there's a place for spiritual development. But see, let me tell you this. There are things that prayer will not handle when it comes to your emotions. Yes, prayer to a very large extent, I'll tell you the truth, prayer to a large extent can alleviate it. But if you want to be able to control some things, then you also need therapeutic interventions as well. And now you notice that this health and well-being, all of these things are to a large extent, emotional well-being, all of these things to a large extent are unseen, and they control the things that we see. So that's the second thing in the compartment of your life you must pay serious attention to. The third one is your education and personal development. Listen, no year must pass without you adding value to yourself. Listen, if you grow, things around you will grow. If you are not pleased with what you are seeing around you, it is proof you are not growing. If you learn enough, you will earn enough. If you are not pleased with what you are earning, then check what you have learned. So it's important to pay serious attention to your learning. And then There are informal training. There are all kinds of certification, free certification, especially during the lockdown. There were loads of certification, loads of courses that you can pick online now. And there are many, many others that you can still access today. So no year should pass by without you adding more value, without you growing your capacity. All right. And then both formal and informal. So as long as it improves your skill, because we are in the age of skill right now. I mean, if you lack skill, nobody employs you even for your certificate. They employ you for the problems you solve. They employ you for the skill, your ability to solve problems and add value. So that's very, very important. So you want to work on your education. This is another very critical area you need to plan for in 2021 and beyond. All right. The next one you also need to pay serious attention to is the fourth one is your family and relationships. Your family and relationships. Your family and relationships. Are you seeing the progression? Your spiritual life, your health and well-being, your education and personal development. The next one is your family and relationships. Now, we're getting now to your horizontal relationship. Listen to me carefully. The first three things impact on the quality of your horizontal relationships. So your relationship with your spouse, if you are a married woman and your husband can't talk to you, then you need to work on those other three. There are people who are spiritually mature but emotional dwarfs, and that also affects them. So even as a man, if you're a married man and your wife can't ask you for support, is always have to measure your emotions before you can talk, before you can make requests, then you've got to check. You need emotional interventions. All right, you need intervention, serious intervention. So your family and relationships. And now, this is very important. And let me be honest with you. After a relationship with God, your creator, the next important relationship is your relationship with yourself. And that's where your emotion and well-being, health is important. That's where your education and personal development is also important. Your intellectual development, mental development. Those are things that has to do with you. So if you truly love yourself, right, then you've got to demonstrate it by workout, by taking good care of your emotions, sift all forms of negative emotions, and then also ensure that you build your capacity, because you can really give what you don't have. And so once you do that, the next person and the next people you should love is your spouse. Your spouse. After God, you. After you, your spouse. And that's why, it's important. This order is something you cannot afford to ignore. After you is your spouse. And then after your spouse is your children. After your children, others. Every other person. Now, for those of you who are not yet married, after you focus on your family, your immediate family at that time. Your immediate family, when you get married, is now your spouse and your children. And of course, afterward are others. All right, so please take note of all of these things. Now, why is this so important? A lot of times we pursue money, pursue different goals. I want to, like Yoruba people will say, you want to armor, you want to blow, and all of those things. But you have a successful business, you have a successful career, you have PhD, you have everything, but your family is not intact. That's an imbalanced life, and that you don't want to live that kind of life. You want a life where your children can stay with you, ask you questions, you play with them, you watch TV with them, you watch cartoons, you joke with them, and then all of that. And then you also want a family that is disciplined, that is focused on what is important. So this is extremely crucial, extremely important. Extremely important. So your family and your relationships. Now let me also mention this. With regards to relationship, sometimes what you know, as important as it is not more important than who you know. Who you know, from my experience, matter a great deal. There are people who don't have half of your intelligence, but who are scaling heights, who are breaking new grounds on a massive level, on a global level, just on the basis of who they know. I've noticed that great players have great coaches. I've noticed. So who are your coaches? Who are the people that are mentoring you? Who do you have relationship with? So Christmas is coming, the end of the year is around the corner. Who are the people in your life that you need to send them recharge card, or you need to send gifts to them? It's not when you have trouble you remember that they exist. These are your key stakeholders. These are your main stakeholders. You don't joke with them. Who are your major clients? You don't joke with them. You don't joke with them. You don't joke with them. I don't want to touch on stakeholders analysis right now, but there are those who have power, right, but don't have interest in you. Those are people you still continue to find a way to penetrate. There are those who have power and who have interest. You don't joke with those people. They are top on your list. This relationship you must maintain. This relationship you must service. This relationship you must nurture. There's some relationships I have that have connected me to other things and brought a lot of value to my life. I don't joke with such relationships. Even when I disagree with some of their thoughts or some of their opinions, it doesn't mess up my relationship with them. So there are people in your life, right, that they're not always correct, but they matter in your life. So you don't want to joke with your relationships. Very, 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 very important. You want to service those relationships. Now, I always recommend that you don't have too many people, because it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of investment to nurture relationships, right? So you are just 3 people away from your next major breakthrough. The people you know that know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. So you want to pay serious attention to that. That may be the gap between you and the next level of your life you are dreaming for or you are dreaming of. This is extremely important. I've moved away from family slightly to relationships. You want to nurture this relationship. You want to look for friends. Iron sharpens iron. People who will sharpen you, who will refine you, who would stir you up, people will package you, and all of that. This is extremely important. Extremely, extremely important. You don't just want to joke with this. You don't want to joke with this. And then, of course, in this stakeholders analysis, there's also those who do not have power and they don't have interest in you. They don't have power, they don't have interest in you. But there are others who don't have power, but they have interest in you. A great majority of the people who have power but don't have interest. Sorry, a great majority of people who don't have power but have interest. Maybe members of your family. They love you, they care about you, they want the very best for you, but they can't help you. They can't help you, So it's time to now begin to look at your relationships and begin to ask yourself, audit your relationships this year. Ask yourself, the people who have been in my life this year, who are the people who have been liabilities in your life? Now, that's not to say that you throw them away, because what that means basically is that even a bad child also has their good days. They could also be very useful, right? All right. So the point I'm trying to make in a nutshell is that look at your relationships. I tell people, if you can't look into your phone, if you need 100 million naira right now, and you can't look at your phone, and you have 1,000 numbers on your phone, and you can't look at 10 out of those numbers, 1,000 numbers that can give you 10 million, even if it's as a loan, you are broke. You are broke. You are broke. I've shared that time and again. There are people that, at best, I don't want to go too much into that because we don't really have much time, and my time is really fast spent now. Now, let me quickly say this. Value your relationship. Pay attention to nurture these stakeholders, those who have power and have interest. Don't joke with those people. Those are people that during their birthday, you must recognize their birthday. Christmas, you must send them gifts. When it's anything, you must recognize them. They are stakeholders. Because one word, some people's call alone can open doors to many things you have been laboring for many years, right? And this is extremely important. They are powerful people. And once they have interest in you, don't joke with those relationships. You don't joke with it at all. You don't joke with it. Now, listen to me. It's not just about money. There are people whose all they give you is recommendation. And that's enough. Just approval. Just to say that, sorry, I know him. Anything that he does, it's me that has done it. It's a lot. It's a lot. So you don't want to joke with those relationships. You want to service those relationships. And that's why in this age of, in this decade of tribe that we have entered into, you want to pay serious attention to the people in your tribe. Like one of my coaches shared with me that I need to audit my relationship. He said there are people who are in the corridor of power, who are in the boardroom of power, who are in the bedroom of power, the holies of holies, the outer court, and then the most holy place. That's the so the bedroom of power is the most holy place. And there are people you visit that the best place you visit is their living room. There are some people when you visit, they take you into their inner chamber, and then it's a level of relationship. So you want to look at your relationship right now. Who are those people who you say that you are in their corridor of power, or who are in the corridor of power, who are in the bedroom of power. I can't deliberate on this. Maybe some other time, I would be able to elaborate more on this. I really wish I could dwell more on these things, but I'm sure you've drawn some value from that. So relationships, your family, don't joke with it. It will determine to a very large extent how successful 2021 will be. Who you are, who you know, most times is more important than what you know. I don't know. I saw these particular clips, short clip from Game of Thrones. I'm not a fan of that movie, even though some people have told me fantastic things about the movie. I've not watched it myself, but I saw this particular clips on social media several months back. And then there was a priest who was telling the queen or princess that something about power. And then the prince proved something to the priest and said, power is power. I'm not sure if any of you here are familiar with that particular line. You can put it on there, and then I will reiterate it. That's just to let you know that you need to have relationship with people in power also. If you're in business, you need relationship with people in power. This is very important. Power, political power, spiritual power. You know, you need relationship. You need relationship with people who control this dimension of power. If you must break some ground, if you must enter some corridor. Somebody else calls it sponsor. So you are very skillful in your job, but you don't relate, you don't maintain and nurture relationships. Listen, the fastest way by which you will rise through the rank in any organization is by your relationship. You will be hired on the basis of your technical skill, but it is through relationships that you will rise. It's your ability to manage relationships well that you'll be able to rise through the ranks. Your ability to deal with relationships, to your social engineering skill is what will give you edge, you know, in the scheme of things, in your industry, in your organizations. How that helps. And then number 5, the 5th compartment you need to plan for is your business or career. And the summary of this area, you see, the first 4 things impact on this aspect. This 5th compartment, your business or career, is your source of income. Is your source of income. Your source of income. So, what's your current source of income? Or what are the current sources of income, as the case may be? How much are you generating right now? That's your business or your career. So, how much are you generating? How well are you performing there? It's a reflection of how well you have done in the first 4 things I've mentioned. So please don't joke with these things I'm giving you. They may look very simple and easy to follow, but if you do the first 4 things, it will impact on your income. I have made more money this year than I've ever made in my entire life. But I can tell you, one of the things I was responsible for it was the adjustment I made in those first 4 relationships. So, and I'm going to be talking on that next week, Thursday. And then finally is your financial and investments. Your financial and investments. So the business or career is the source of income. And then your financial and investments is what you do with the money you make, right? Is the money you make with. The song was by Travis Scott and The Weeknd for HBO series. Okay, Game of Thrones. Yes, let me have more details. I just want to know that particular line. Power is power was what the lady said. I don't know what. Okay, so I think the priest said that knowledge is power, and then the princess or queen said power is power. So she commanded the legions of soldiers to arrest the priest, and then right there and there, he said they should slit his throat, and they were about to do that, and then she told them, hold on. And then while they were trying to do that, she said, hold on. And then she made that statement, said, power is power. In other words, knowledge is good, but my people, who you know matters. Let's not waste too much time, especially in a country like Nigeria. In a country like Nigeria, where we don't have respect for system, we don't have respect for process, we don't have respect for. So even if you have good intentions, your good intentions may not yield you the desired results. So this is extremely important. Please pay attention to it. All right. So financial investment. So what are you going to do when you make money? What are you going to do with the money you make? Where do you deploy the resources that you generate from your business and your career? So this is very, very important. And then you'll be glad you did. Of course, I'm going to be sharing, your finances. I always recommend that you tithe first. You give to your creator. You donate to you give to your creator, because when you only remember when you fall asleep, you remember when you lay on bed. You can't tell exact point when you fall asleep. You can't tell exact point, when you fall asleep. And so this is very, 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 very important. So apart from that, so the tithe you pay or you give is the rent you pay for dwelling on this planet. And apart from giving tithes, you also need to have budget for welfare, charity. So where you donate to, laudable causes, sponsor a child to school, support other people's business, support other people's adventure, help, but make sure that it is budgeted. And that's one thing that's where people miss it, right? So you carry your capital, you go and donate it. It doesn't make you a better person. It puts you in a state of helplessness where you are unable to help yourself, neither will you be able to help other people. So budget it. Have a budget for welfare, a budget for charity. And this is very important. Also, apart from giving to your creator, one other thing I recommend to do is give to your future. I call it savings or investments, or savings and investments. This is extremely important, because the money you generate, something is producing it. But what will ensure that you keep making that money when eventually you stop active working life is what you do with that money. That's where the finance and investment comes in. Now, listen to me carefully. As important as savings is, it will never make you rich. It is where you invest the money that will eventually make you rich. So it's investment that multiplies. Savings only keeps the value. In fact, in this age and time where inflation is eating up, imagine you had 10 million naira in the beginning of the year and you kept that money in the bank, in the savings account. What your money could buy in January is not exactly what it will buy. So you need to save. You need to have targeted savings. So your savings should be targeted towards a specific investment, right? So this is extremely important. I can't dwell too much on this. I have a book. You can go on my website, oladipuoclement.org, and then look for Savings Made Easy. Savings Made Easy. It's a book. It's a free book that will really, really empower you. I have a financial freedom masterclass I will also encourage you to join. 2nd of January, I'll be having the live session in Sheraton Hotel and Towers. January 2nd. This last January was phenomenal, and some of the people who attended the class told me how much impact that made. One of the people who attended the class told me, he said he has made more money within the first half of the year than the last 3 years combined because of some of the principles, some of the things I shared with them. Because what I do in the class is very original. I'm not using any borrowed template. I just give you exactly what I'm using that is producing results for me. So I will encourage you to call the number 0708 797 0441. 0708 0441. 0708 forgive me please. 0708 0708. Can you imagine? It has skipped my mind now. Okay, I'll give it to you shortly. 0708 8797 0441. 0708 0708 7897. Sorry, forgive me. I'll get the details and I'll share with you. Alternatively, just send a mail to find me at oladipuoclement.com. Find me at oladipuoclement.com, and I'll be delighted to respond to you through my executive assistant. So that's the bit I'll take today. I don't know if you have any question. Let me see if I can get the correct number. If you have any question, please, you can ask your question right away. Okay, 0708, this is the number, 0708 797 0441. 0708 797 0441. I got it twisted somewhere along the line. 0708 797 0441. So if you attend the Financial Freedom Masterclass, I'm going to give you tools. I'm going to give you, there are at least I give you 7 of my revenue models. That's what I give you. And then you also have opportunity to join my tribe, the Tribe of Wealthy Origin. That's what I do. I give you all of those things. And then on a weekly basis, once you join my tribe, there are many things I unveil, opportunities. You have opportunities, access to global opportunities and all of that. You can go on oladipoclement.org also, and you see a lot more on that platform. So next week, I will now go into the details of how to plan these 6 compartments in greater depths and details. So there's a template I use, and I'll be glad to share that with you. If you also you would want to be a part of the tribe, the smartest thing to do is just to go through the Financial Freedom Masterclass. And now note this, the Financial Freedom Masterclass is coming up January 2nd. It's a live edition, and I've not had any better time where I really give myself to people than through this platform. So I want to encourage you, there's no amount you invest in this that will not shape your life. I tell you the truth. I've seen people, made some major changes. Now, let me also mention this. And the first 10 people who register for this class will be getting free coaching, 1 hour free coaching with me directly. Of course, there's the group coaching community that you also have opportunity to join. And so I think that's about that for now. It's just 29,000 naira. Yeah, 29,000 naira for the early bird, which ends this month, first Saturday in December. That's when the early bird 29,000 will end. Just 29,000 naira. So first Saturday, I think that's 5th or 6th of December. That's when the early bird will terminate. The promotions will go on anytime soon, and so watch out for that. And if you don't register before that time, if it comes up after that time, it's going to be 49,000 naira. So please take advantage of that. That comes with buffet, comes with a lot of other things, and of course, I give you 7 of my books. I give you 7 books. 7 books I've written. You also get some other materials, and then you also join my lifelong tribe of Wealthy Origin, and it's something you don't want to miss for any reason. All right. If you have any question, I'll be glad to take it. Okay, 5th of December. Thank you. So by 5th of December, that's when the early bird registration will expire. So if you know someone that you believe will need what we're doing, then let them register. It's practical, it's not theory. So you also have opportunity to ask questions. And of course, after that class, I have a one-on-one session. We can plot things together after that class, and I'll be very delighted. I expose myself. I tell you my mistakes. I tell you my success as well. So that's pretty much the way it rolls. So that will be all for today. I want to appreciate you all for joining me on Instagram, on Facebook. Thank you so much. Pastor Folabora Jetumobi, thank you so much, sir, for joining. That's on Facebook. John Freeze, thank you for joining. Abiodun Latubosun, thank you for joining, sir. Appreciate you all for joining. All of you. Bukola, my special person. Layo Arik, thank you. Rapo Oge, thank you. These are my people in the tribe. I appreciate you for all of you. Everything Stella, thank you for joining. Tobi Ekundayo, thank you for joining. Appreciate you all. I would be releasing those of you on Instagram and on Facebook right now. And then you can watch the replay again and again if there's anything. And then just in case you have any questions, feel free to send me those questions. And if you also want to just join the tribe, please send me a mail and make your request. If you also need coaching, whether in the area of your business or in the area of your finance, that's my area. Those are my area. So feel free to reach out to me, and I'll be very delighted to be of help. Let me also mention here that majority of people who know me know that I'm the group CEO of LifePaid Group. We are a real estate investment company, and we have devoted interest in several other aspects of our business. But we are primarily in the business of making lives richer, and we have an offer that's ongoing right now. We call Million Homes. I'm just giving a brief announcement. Million Homes, it's an offer, it's an investment package, it's a real estate investment package where you invest as little as 100,000 naira, and you can make as much as 21%, 47%. You can invest as low as 10,000 naira actually. But we have a special independence bounty offer. We call it Million Homes Independence Bounty Offer that ends this month, 30th of November. Now, listen to this carefully. If you invest 100,000 naira or more, you stand a chance to win a car. Now, the car is not going to be purchased. It's already on ground. All right, so it's not going to be purchased, already on ground. And so I want to encourage you to do all you can. You can send me a message so I can send you the link to register, to subscribe, or you go to millionhomesafrica.com, millionhomesafrica.com to register. Now, listen to me carefully. For those of our partners who are listening to me on YouTube, on Facebook, on Live Page, Facebook page, I want to encourage you, if you can, even as a partner, participating in this can also qualifies you to win any of these things. So you can win a car, all expense paid trip to Dubai, home furnishings. When I mean home furnishing, I'm talking about home settee, fridge, generating set, flat screen TV, washing machine. That's the that's the package. And of course, the final one, the big one is sorry, please. The big one is 2-bedroom flat. So you could be a lucky winner of any of these things, and all of that's going to be done in December. Gratitude party is coming up December 3rd. It's a weekday, but you can also join online to participate in the grand draw. I want to encourage that you don't call me now. Please don't call the number now. Broadcast, a live broadcast. So if you participate with 100,000 naira, your money is guaranteed. There's no grammar. We've been doing this for several years, and we've had people invest as low as 10,000 naira and invest as hundreds of millions with us, and no story, no grammar. So the 100,000 naira, the Independence Bounty Offer was what we launched on the 1st of October to commemorate the 60th anniversary of Nigeria. So this is our own way of giving back actually, but we just felt that okay, we should tie it to the products that we launched. So we have Million Homes Edge, where you can make as much as 21% if you invest for 1 year. If you invest for 2 years, you get as much as 47% return on investment. Now, any of you who know what's going on in the money market, you know that the return on investment has crashed significantly. And if you are looking for safety and value at the same time, then this is a platform you can take advantage of. And now note this, if you subscribe and you are unable to come for that program, we only have space for 200 people to join us physically because of physical distancing. But for those who are subscribing, you still have the opportunity to send delegates if you are not going to be available, especially for those of you who are far away or out of Lagos or out of Nigeria. You can send delegates to represent you at the event, provided they register on time and then they show up and they are among the 200 people. However, if you are unable to come, you can still hook up online and still participate in the grand draw, because whoever is the lucky winner must either be online or must be present physically. So the arrangement is ongoing, and I'm so glad that we're doing this. This is the first time that on that day we're actually giving out 5 cars on that day, and it's big. This is big for us. This event is going to be covered. We call it Gratitude Party because another way of also celebrating our God and celebrating all our customers, celebrating all our partners, stakeholders in the business. So it will be a great delight, a great honor if you all join. And then if you have anyone who also wants to patronize or invest, you can also make money by referral. You can make money by referring people to us. If you need more details, please, you can DM me on Instagram. You can send us a message, or you send me a mail, or you just call the following numbers, the following official lines. For those of you especially watching on YouTube, you can follow, you can call 090 6000 5737, 090 6000 5747. I'll take it again, 090 6000 5737, 090 6000 5747. Those are the official lines. You can call those numbers directly to say, sorry, I heard about this, because we are just less than, today is 19, we are just 11 days to the end of this Independence Bounty Offer, and you just never can tell. You may invest $1 million, and then, I mean, you know, the interesting thing, you can actually invest on behalf of different people. That can increase your chances of also winning. So this is the final one for the year, and it's 11 days to go. So if you borrowed money to do this, number one, you are not losing the money. It's an investment. It's still coming back to you. And then if you win, fantastic, and a fit be you. So you don't want to miss this at all. You don't want to miss this at all. Also, we've been having conversations, what we tagged the $1 million conversation, which is currently on. Last weekend, we looked at the brick by brick concept, and it was an interesting conversation. You also want to join us this Saturday, and we'll be hosting Tade Cash. Tade Cash is the king of rental income. This guy is hot. This guy is heavy. So he's going to be sharing with us, and it's just a conversation, and we'll have opportunity to ask questions about housing, about real estate investment, and all sorts. So this Saturday is going to be awesome, and next week Saturday is going to be Praise Forward, and then we'll be looking more about turning your house into a home. Anybody who knows that Praise Forward is an authority figure when it comes to family engineering, and is successful in this craft, is highly respected. I respect him. He's my brother, he's my friend. He's also my coach, and I respect him so dearly. He has a great heart. He has a great heart for people. And so you want to join us, you can join also on YouTube, live page group on YouTube. This coming Saturday, I think it's starting 6 p.m. on the dot. So there will be questions. So you can also send in your questions early enough, and then we'll be able to move on from there. Our end of year celebration, I already mentioned it, that's going to be December 3rd, and that's where we'll be having the grand draw for all of the people who subscribe into this offer. So 100,000, very 100,000, very you stand a chance to win all of this. And of course, on that day there will be a lot of other things that we'll be doing. Let me also mention here that some of our partners, those of them who are on our referral platform, will also have the opportunity, to get some stuff on that day. Of course, food will be served, food and drink will be served on that day. So it's going to be, let's say, party. We call it gratitude party. And so you want to be a part of that on that day. That's our end of year party kind of, and that's, we'll be celebrating God, and we'll be celebrating our stakeholders, our customers, and our partners. All right. Please, for the $1 million conversation, you need to register. For the gratitude party, you also need to register. You just call the numbers I announced earlier, 09060005737, 09060005747, to make that call. Let me also mention here that the Hall of Fame party has been merged with the gratitude party. The Hall of Fame party basically is to celebrate our top performers on our referral system. And so if you're already a partner, then that would be a great opportunity for you to be celebrated on that day. So any of the people who have made at least 5 million naira and above in turnover between January and October this year, people who enter into our Hall of Fame. So their picture will be on gold. It will be that's pretty much the way it is. And then those who have done 5 million and above, all of them will be going on a weekend getaway. And those who have done 15 million and above, 15 million naira, at least 15 million naira, will be winning all expense paid trip to Dubai. On that day, we'll be declaring them the winners. And then those who have done 40 million naira and above will also be getting their cars on that day. And those who have done 70 million naira and above in turnover will be getting their houses, the 2-bedroom flats. So it's going to be an exciting day, and you really don't want to miss it. So those of you who are listening to me and you say, can this be true in this recession, in this economic recession, and in this situation? Are you sure that the company is doing that kind of a thing? You can join us on that day, and then you get to know more. And then if you want to know more and you can become a part of this, please call the numbers I reeled out earlier, 09060005737, 09060005747, and you'll be glad you did. So I've mentioned the Independence Bounty offer. And so that's pretty much what it is. Now also, for this particular Independence Bounty offer, we announced also to all our partners that any of you who is able to close a deal, so between October 1st and November 30th, who is able to close a deal of not less than 10 million. Now, if you are the highest, if somebody brought in 20 million and you brought in 15 million, the person with highest sale is the one who will get the car for free. So the top sales performer for this Independence Bounty offer is also going home with a car. Now, listen to me, these are not cow. They are exquisite, exquisite cars, that, I mean, when you are in it, the AC will make you feel like you are in the US. So that's pretty much what it is. So if you are among the top sales, if you are the top sales performer, please note it. So even if you produced 10 million within this last 60 days or within these 2 months, you may not be the winner. So that you have scored or you have attained 10 million naira in turnover does not make you automatically the winner. Anyone who surpassed that, the highest salesperson, but 10 million is just the threshold. So if you are not done 10 million, then certainly you can't even be looking forward to it. But there are, as I speak right now, there are people who have already done more than 20 million. So you don't want to miss that opportunity. So if you are not in that category, you want to quickly rush 11 days to the end of the month and then make sure you push for that. Also, let's follow LifePage Group at LifePage Global on Twitter, on Facebook, and on Instagram. And you can like and subscribe to our YouTube channel on YouTube. Also, Million Homes AFR at Million Homes AFR. Follow us on Twitter, on Instagram, and on Facebook, and you'll be glad you did. Also, you can follow me at Oladipo Clem to get more updates and all of those things that I do. For those of you who missed last week's edition of the Planning Your 2021 and Beyond, I want to encourage you to go on my YouTube channel and subscribe, and then you'll be able to watch the replay of last week, Thursday. Whatever it is I shared today, also the edited version will also be uploaded on my YouTube channel next week. So what I would suggest you do, just click on the subscribe button so that every time we upload new content, you'll be able to access them. All right. For those of you who are partners, please note the t-shirts, Million Homes t-shirts are available, still available for all partners. So if you have sold any business, you've closed deals for the company, then you can go to the office and get your own t-shirts for free. But if you have not yet and you would love to have a t-shirt, branded t-shirt, then you need to purchase at 2,000, just the cost price, and very quality. Just call those numbers I reeled out earlier. I want to appreciate you all for joining today. I've said a lot already. I'm not sure there are any questions, and since there are no questions and I've made the announcements, I think we're good for today. I want to appreciate you all once again for being a part of today. A lot of our top managers in the organization having a retreat. I'm also going to go and join them right away. So I want to thank you all for being a part of this. Next year is going to be great, but we need to be intentional. We need to plan. And so this is the time to sit with your spouse, sit with your team members, sit with your teammates, and then plan how next year is going to fare. I've said it time and again, if next year is going to be worse than this, if there's going to be lockdown that will extend for more than 6 months, what are you going to do differently? Whatever it is that you will do, start doing it now. Start putting structures in place to manage and to deal with that uncertainties that the future carries. Thank you so much once again for being a part of this session. I deeply and deeply appreciate you, especially those of you joining on YouTube. All our partners, I want to appreciate you. All my friends on the Tribe of Wealthy Origin, I appreciate you. And for those of you who are the first time guests on this platform, I sincerely appreciate it. I hope I added little value to you today, and I hope it was worth your while. Thank you so much once again. In case you still want to reach us for registering for the Financial Freedom Masterclass, please call the number 0708-797-0441 and let us plan together on how you will be financially successful. Let me also say here categorically that we set up the Financial Freedom Masterclass as a tool to help people become multi-millionaires. So that's the essence. My burden is to raise 1,000. I have a goal, like one of my life goals, to raise 1,000 multi-millionaires in dollars, and my intention is to use that platform to groom them into that. So if that's your desire, that's your expectation, that's your dream, then join the Financial Freedom Masterclass. It's going to be a blessing to you. For those, somebody asked a question that is not based in Lagos, how can they participate? Still call those numbers, and then we can organize for you an online version, and then you register and all of that, and then you'll still be fine. You'll still be able to join, and then that will be all for now. Thank you so much once again, and bye. Enjoy the rest of the week. Bye to all of you. Bye for now. Bye for now.